Hello everyone, this is Meenakshi Dilip Birari, working as an assistant professor in chemistry at Maratha Vidya Prasarak Samaj, Nasik. Today we are going to start the next chapter from industrial chemistry, that is food and starch industry. In today's lecture, we will study the nutritive aspects of food and its deterioration factors. In this chapter, first of all, we will study about food industry, which includes the various topics such as scope, nutritive aspects of food constituents, quality factors and their measurements, food deterioration factors and their control, also food preservation techniques and food additives. In the same, we will study about starch industry, which includes the various topics such as chemistry of starch, manufacturing of industrial starch and its applications, characteristics of some food starches, and non-starch polysaccharides, cellulose, its occurrence. So we will study all these topics one by one in detail. First of all, let's see about food industry. We know that the first basic need that man requires in his life is food. It provides adequately for the body's growth, repair, maintenance and reproduction. The energy required for all human activities is satisfied by food. So, what is a food? Food is any edible material that supports growth, repair and maintenance of the body, or any edible substance that we consume to fulfill our daily requirement of nutrition is known as food. What food does in the body does through the nutrients it contains. The body utilizes these nutrients to grow and keep healthy and strong. The large amount of food that human beings get is from agricultural and animal sources. Different types of food such as cereals, vegetables, fruits, pulses, etc. get from agriculture, and slaughter, egg, meat, fish, milk, etc. from animals. After production and before consumption, the food material undergoes from numerous adverse factors such as physical, chemical, microbial, parasitic, which may cause their spoilage or they may cause disease when consumed. So to prevent this and prepare food for immediate or future use require processing, preservation and storage. So in this chapter we are going to study the preservation and processing of raw food material. In simple terms, we can define food, that is any nutritious substance that living thing consume in order to maintain life and to promote growth is called as food. Also, it is defined as anything solid or liquid which when swallowed, digested and assimilated nourishes the body, or any edible substance that we consume to fulfill our daily requirement of nutrition is also known as food. So what are the constituents of food? Proteins, fats and carbohydrates are main constituents of food. They are all digested by cells and organisms and are converted back to their monomers. These monomers are then used as building blocks for new molecular structure or source of energy. The energy required for all human activities is satisfied by food. Much of the technology developed for the food industry is useful to other industries and vice versa. Food industry is very large as compared to the total chemical processing industry. This with reference to the value of product and employment. So, food technologists are as important as chemical engineers. The important function of food manufacturing industry is to transform raw farm products into material satisfactory for consumption. As compared to the chemical process industry, the investment in food industry is less. Consumers and manufacturers repeatedly hold responsible the food processing industry of undue cost. These costs are, however, similar to the manufacturing cost of other industries. So food contains different classes of nutrients. These are total 6 nutrients in foods. These are proteins, carbohydrates, minerals, vitamins, fats and water. Among these, proteins, fats and carbohydrates are the main constituents of food. They are digested by cells and organisms and are converted back to their monomers. These monomers are then used as the building blocks for the new molecular structures or as a source of energy. So there are 6 different kinds of nutrients in foods. Among these, proteins, carbohydrates and fats, these are the main constituents of food. So what is nutrition? Nutrition is the process by which body utilizes food for growth and maintenance and healthy living. A science of food and its relationship to health and concern with the part played by food factor or by the food nutrients in body growth, development and maintenance. Nutritive aspects of food constituents that are considered on the basis which nutrients are present in the food and which are required for human beings. Also, what are the relative stabilities of these nutrients and how they are affected by food processing, storage and preparation. Food is composed of dozen or even hundreds of different kinds of constituents. There are 5 general types of nutrients such as carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals. Also, food contains water. Food supplies both the energy for all of the body's function and building block for growth and maintenance. What nutrients do foods contain and what is human requirement? What are the relative stabilities of these nutrients and how they are affected by food processing, storage and preparation? On the basis of these, the nutrient aspects of food are considered. Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals are the important nutrients in the food. These are required in balanced amounts to produce and maintain optimum health. Water, not generally classified as a nutrient but not be overlooked because lack of water is life-threatening. Food is the fuel which supplies chemical energy to the body to support daily activity and synthesis of necessary chemicals within the body. The important sources of energy for humans and other animals are carbohydrates, fats and proteins. In addition to supplying energies, these nutrients have other specific functions. The energy value of food is measured in heat units that are nothing but in calories. Food is composed of dozen or even hundreds of different kinds of constituents. It contains carbohydrate. The 70% of energy required for all body functions is provided by carbohydrates, which is produced by oxidation of carbohydrates. Starch and sugar are the main sources of carbohydrates. Tuber, for example, potato, sweet potato or cereal grains that may be wheat, rice, etc. are the main sources of former and that of the latter are sugarcane. Fat, it is the richest form of the energy in the food and the number of calories furnished by fat is greater than that of carbohydrates or proteins. As compared to carbohydrates, fats contain more amount of hydrogen and less amount of oxygen, which consequently on oxidation yield more energy. The 30% of energy is obtained by fats. Then the another constituent, that is protein. It is the source of building material for the body. It is a function in the maintenance and repair of the body tissues. It is occurring in both animal and in plant tissues. Meat, fish, poultry eggs, cheese are important sources of proteins. Then vitamins, which are also the constituents of food. It is required in small quantities in the regulation of body processes. Fruits and vegetables are important sources of vitamins. Vitamins are nothing but the organic compounds and are easily synthesized, and synthetic vitamin is therefore added to enrich or supplement in food products. Mineral, it is also one of the constituent of the food. It acts as a catalyst for many biological reactions within the body. It is also useful for building of bones and other structural parts of body, muscular contraction and transmission of messages through the nervous system. Some minerals like calcium, phosphorus, iron, magnesium and sulfur are required in large quantities, while the others like copper, zinc, iodine, manganese, cobalt, etc. are required in small quantities. It is occurring in foods from plant and also from animal sources. So, in short, food contains energy giving carbohydrates, fats, body building proteins and health giving minerals. Food supplies both the energy for all the body's function and the building blocks for growth and maintenance. Food is the fuel which supplies chemical energy to the body to support daily activity and synthesis of necessary chemicals within the body. So what is nutrition? Nutrition is the combination of processes by which the living organisms receives and uses the food materials necessary for growth, maintenance of functions and repair of component parts. After production and before consumption, the food material undergoes from numerous adverse factors such as physical, chemical, microbial, parasitic, which may cause their spoilage or may cause disease when consumed. So let's see what is meant by food spoilage or food deterioration. Also the deterioration factors and their control. Food spoilage is defined as damage or injury to food rendering it unsuitable for human consumption. Food must be considered spoiled if it is contaminated with pathogenic microorganisms or various poisonous agents such as pesticides, heavy metals, etc. Food is rendered unfit for human consumption due to the physical and chemical changes taking place in it. These changes are due to air, heat, light and moisture. These factors encourage the growth of microorganisms in food. In most cases, there does not need to be an evident sign of spoilage. The food might look normal and only after eating it or by careful bacteriological and toxicological investigation one is able to realize the defect. Food decay or decomposition is implied when the term spoiled is used. So what is food spoilage? It is defined as the damage or injury to food rendering it unsuitable for human consumption. It must be considered spoiled if it is contaminated with pathogenic microorganisms or various poisonous agents such as pesticides, heavy metals, etc. Number of factors are causes for food deterioration, that includes microorganism activities of enzymes present in food, insect parasites, rodents, temperature, moisture, oxygen, light and time, etc. After the spoilage or deterioration of food, it can show the different characteristics which includes unpleasant smell or unpleasant taste, or also color change, texture change and moldy appearance. So, the food spoilage can be observed by considering these characteristics, which may be unpleasant smell, unpleasant taste, color change, texture change, or also moldy. So in these images you can observe the various characteristics related to spoilage or deterioration of food. So here in tomato the texture change it observed whenever it is spoiled. So food spoilage, it is nothing but it is rendered unfit for human consumption due to the physical and chemical changes which take place in it. These changes are due to air, due to heat, light and moisture. And these factors encourage the growth of microorganisms in food. Foods take different time intervals to lose their natural appearance through their deterioration. So depending on this, there are different groups of food that may be highly perishable, semi-perishable, stable or non-perishable. So the classification of food by ease of spoilage that are in three types: perishable food, semi-perishable food and also non-perishable foods. So first of all, stable or non-perishable foods. Foods which do not spoil unless handled carelessly. Example, sugar, flour and dry beans. Non-perishable foods like cereals, pulses, rice, wheat and nuts can be stored for long periods of time. Second one, that is semi-perishable foods. If these foods are properly handled and stored, they will remain unspoiled for a fairly long period. Examples, potatoes, apples and nuts. So this is another class of food known as semi-perishable foods, which include eggs, onions, potatoes, also apples, nuts, etc. They can be kept for several weeks in a cool, dry place. Then the another class, that is perishable foods. This group includes most of our important daily foods that spoil readily unless special preservative methods are used. Examples, meats, fish, milk, vegetables, eggs, etc. So perishable food that begin to spoil immediately unless suitably preserved. So by ease of spoilage of food, these are classified into three groups: perishable food, semi-perishable foods and non-perishable foods. So there are three basic type of food spoilage which are given as physical spoilage, that may be due to moisture loss or due to moisture gain. Second one, chemical spoilage. It includes oxidation of fat, browning of fruits and vegetables. And the third one, microbial spoilage, which includes growth of microorganisms, production of enzymes. We know that if we cut the apple and we keep this for a period, for a time, after that we observe that there is the browning of the apple. So this one is the example. Here there is the chemical spoilage of that particular fruit. So food spoilage, that may be three types: physical spoilage, chemical spoilage, microbial spoilage. Here you can observe the growth of this fungus, microorganism. Now let's see the causes of food spoilage or food deterioration factors. After harvesting food, it spoils during handling, processing and storage. So there are the different factors of spoilage. So we will study in detail the factors deterioration or spoilage of food. Number of factors are causes for food deterioration. It includes microorganisms, activities of enzymes present in the food, insects, parasites and rodents, temperature, moisture, oxygen, light and time. So we will study all these food deterioration factors one by one. First of all, microbial spoilage. Microorganisms are found everywhere, that is healthy living tissues on animals and plants, on dead animals and also on the plants. After harvesting food, microorganisms such as bacteria, yeast and molds spoil food during handling, processing and storage. All microorganisms not spoil the foods. Some of these microorganisms are useful in making food. For example, use of lactic acid producing bacteria in making of cheese, and also yeast is used in production of wine and beer. Other microorganisms are found everywhere, not generally on the healthy living tissues but also present to invade the flesh of animals and also on the plants. They are also found in the process of decomposition of dead animals or on the plant material. These microorganisms are major causes of food deterioration. Bacteria, these are harmful and causes food poisoning and even death. Example, Salmonella bacteria are found in raw meat, eggs, sea food, causes diarrhea, also causes the vomiting and fever. Bacteria and yeast are unicellular plant-like microorganisms. Bacteria, for example, cocci, are spherical shape, bacilli are elongated cylindrical form, and some are also vibrous, that are also spiral in nature. They multiply by cell division. At suitable conditions, it can double at every 30 minutes. Bacterial spoilage is of two types. First one, that is food infection. Organism present at the time of consumption which they grow in host and also causes diseases. Second one, that is intoxication. The toxin of C. botulinum is produced only in aerobic condition. Example, in canned product and meat in airtight packages. Generally, microbial spoilage controlled by different methods, that may be drying, sterilization, pasteurization, canning, etc., which are used for the controlling of microbial spoilage. Then molds or fungus. Molds are a type of fungus. They settle on food and grow into a visible plant which looks like a flower or which looks like a feather. They grow on many foods including bread, cheese and meat. They grow in slightly acidic conditions, need moisture and warm temperature between 20 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. They get destroyed when temperature is above 70 degrees Celsius. They can survive in fridge but not in freezer. It makes a person sick and causes allergic reactions. It found on food can produce toxic material, that is mycotoxins, which causes a disease, that is ringworm. It also grown on the peanut, wheat, which can produce alpha toxins. They are carcinogenic and causes cancer. So here you can observe the growth of fungus. These are the molds or fungus which grow on many foods, that includes the flub or feather-like appearance. Feather-like appearance. They grow in acidic condition and need moisture and also the temperature between 26 to 40 degrees Celsius. They get destroyed when the temperature is above 70 degrees Celsius. They can survive in the fridge but not in the freezer. Mold on food, that indicates that food, it is not very fresh. So we have to remember, if we observe such a type of the mold or fungus on the food, so it is not very fresh. Some molds make a person sick or it can cause allergic reactions. Most molds are not harmful. They are used to give cheese its blue veins and to make corn. A small proportion of molds found on foodstuffs can produce toxic material which is known as a mycotoxins, and that shows the disease, that is ringworm. Molds grown on peanuts or wheat can produce alpha toxins, that is they are carcinogenic, which causes cancer. Then the next one, that is yeast. It is found on skins of fruits. It does spoil the taste of food but does not make harmful. It grow on sugary foods. They destroyed above 70 degrees Celsius. So yeast are single celled plants which are found in the air and on the skins of fruit. Yeast is somewhat larger than bacteria. The shape of yeast is spherical or ellipsoidal. Yeast is widely distributed in nature, even grow in slightly acidic medium in the presence of sugar and also in the presence of water. Yeast is found in fruits, cereals and other foods containing sugar, soil, air or also on the skin and intestine of animals. Yeast cannot grow at low temperatures and also cannot survive in sugar concentration above 50%. They cannot survive in vinegar and are destroyed by temperatures above 70 degrees Celsius. Yeast is used as a leavening agent or it is used as a fermentation in bread making. So it gives the required flavor and sponginess to the bread. Yeast is one of the rich source of the vitamin B also. Yeast does spoil the taste of the food but do not make it harmful. Especially yeast grow on the sugary foods. So microbial spoilage, that may be due to bacteria, that may be fungus or due to yeast. It is one of the factor related to food spoilage. Now the second one, that is moisture. There are three important categories of foods, that are perishable, semi-perishable and non-perishable. The apparent difference in the three categories is their water content. So food may spoil due to excess presence or absence of moisture. If the water is excess or that is absent, due to that also the spoilage of food, it may occur. Because water it required for the growth of microorganisms, chemical reactions. Food spoilage is fast when water is higher. For example, juicy fruits, meats, leafy vegetables, milk shows faster spoilage. Moisture can cause lumping, caking, surface defects, stiffness and crystallization. Bacteria and molds multiplication take place due to the moisture present. Microorganisms grow also in moisture-proof packets due to absence of moisture. Hence, balanced amount of moisture required for food preservation. Bacteria are more aquatic than terrestrial and in the presence of a high percentage of moisture, they flourish or prosper. Drying will not kill all the bacteria. Upon hydrating, certain dehydrated foods might undergo the spoilage. Hence, balanced amount of moisture required for food preservation. If moisture content is not uniform, in food, it affects on deterioration of the food or on the spoilage of the food. If water percentage is higher in food, food deterioration will be faster, because moisture is one of the required for the growth of microorganisms and also for their chemical reactions. So food spoilage, it is faster when water percentage is higher in the food. Now the next factor, that is enzymes. Presence of enzymes is necessary in food of plants and also in animals even after harvesting and slaughter. During storage, there are many changes in color, texture and flavor of food which is caused by the presence of enzymes. For example, continued ripening of tomatoes after they are picked, natural tenderizing of meat on aging, browning of the fruit that may be observed in apple, also in banana. The enzymic browning takes place when fruit and vegetables are exposed to air after being cut. This causes the flesh to turn brown. It can be prevented by adding lemon juice to fruit salad. So the enzymes are the chemical catalysts found in all cells. They break down plant and animal tissues, causing fruit to ripen, meat to tenderize, that means to become soft, not hard. If enzymes activity is allowed to continue, there is food spoilage. So these are the two examples: enzyme browning which take place in banana and also in apple when they are exposed to air after cutting, that causes flesh to turn brown. It can be prevented by adding lemon juice to fruit salad. Enzyme activity is fast at 37 degrees Celsius temperature, but they are inactive by heating. So the optimum temperature at which most enzymes act rapidly is approximately 37 degrees Celsius, but they are made inactive by heating. Now the next factor, that is temperature. If temperature is not maintained properly, it causes food spoilage. Above 10 degrees Celsius temperature causes chemical reaction. Excess heat also destroys vitamins, proteins, denaturation, break emulsion and dried food by removing moisture. Food deteriorates due to uncontrolled cold. For example, fruits and vegetables destroy their structure. Some fruits and vegetables like bananas, lemons, tomatoes, etc. for good quality retention, temperature maintained above 10 degrees Celsius. Fat will separate and milk protein denature if milk is frozen and causing it curdle. So if temperature is not maintained properly, it causes food deterioration or food spoilage. Every 10 degrees Celsius rise in temperature causes double in chemical reaction. So excessive heat also destroys the constituents that may be vitamins, also that brings protein denaturation, break emulsion and dries food by removing its moisture. Now the next one, that are oxygen and air. For the growth of microorganisms, oxygen is necessary. Destructive changes in food components such as color, flavor, vitamin A and vitamin C and also other constituents of food are due to presence of oxygen and air. Therefore, it is to be removed from food at the time of processing by by deaeration, flushing containers with N2 nitrogen or with CO2, or also by considering the vacuum packing and by use of oxygen absorbing chemicals. So oxygen and air, these are also the deterioration factors of food. Then light, which is one of the deterioration factor of food. Light damage the food color. Also it destroys the vitamins, that may be vitamin B2, vitamin A and vitamin C. But food not spoiled by absorption of all types of artificial or natural wavelengths. Foods, these are kept in containers to avoided by sunlight. Light damages food color, so we can keep the food away from the light. Deterioration of food can be avoided by solid packing or keeping food in containers from specific wavelengths of or light, or also it is kept away from light. Now the time, which is one of the factor related to food spoilage. Decaying of the food is time dependent. As the time is larger, spoilage of the food is greater. Most of the foods are destroyed with time except that is cheese, wine, etc. because their quality improves with the time. So as the time is larger, deterioration of the food is greater. Fresh or processed food has their qualities best at some time they are obtained. Best quality food should be consumed before deterioration. Most of the food deterioration take place with time except like cheese, also wine and other fermented food, their quality improves with the time. For example, that may be cheese and also for the wine. Its quality improves with the time. Worms like bugs, that are nothing but the small bad smelling insect. Fruit flies, moths and other insects causes excessive damage to food and also to the man. They attack in two ways, that may be direct damage or that may be indirect damage. Attack of insect by direct damage, they may cause food grains and other food products unfit for human consumption by eating the kernel, that is the soft inner part of the seed, contaminating the food and destroying the containers. And secondly, that is indirect damage. Here the insects can assist in the scattering of modes, that is scattering of fungi and microorganisms including harmful germs and bacteria. They may also transmit parasites to man, birds, etc. So the attack of the insects, that may be in two ways, direct damage or indirect damage. Cereal grains, fruits as well as the vegetables that are destructed by insects. Eggs of insects present on the food after processing, and most of the parasites are killed after cooking of the food. And that rats that also spreads the diseases like fever, plague, typhus, etc. So rodents are consuming large quantities of the food and they contaminate food. For example, rats that live up to 3 years, rodents' urine and dropping harbor causes number of diseases producing bacteria. Rats spread diseases like plague, typhus fever, typhoid fever, etc. So food preserves rodent proof containers we have to use for the preservation of the food material. Rodent proof containers can be utilized for the preservation. In today's lecture, we have studied about the nutrient aspects of food and also its deterioration factors. In next lecture, we will study about food preservation and the techniques of food preservation. Thank you.